But yeah, so to answer your earlier question, yes, this is the second city I've been in. The first one was extremely chaotic. It was a land full of guns and no law for the most part. Everyone's just fighting for themselves. Everyone's just building their own little houses, little sheds, storages, and they just keep killing each other. It was Rust Vegas.
Together.
Oh, some of them did kind of work together. And you see, the only reason I moved in was because my good friend from out of town asked me to come. And I didn't want to be mean to him, so I said, yeah, sure, I'll move in for a little bit. And I was planning on just moving in for a few hours. Put in a little bit of effort to make it look like I tried. And then I'd say, hey, this city's not for me. And then I'd peace out. But then, as I was finishing up my bare minimum amount of effort, built myself a little house. I called it the Pog Box. I got a knock on my door. There was an astronaut in front of me with a really squeaky voice. Her name was Ash. She called herself Astronaut. And she was like, what? I'm not cool enough for you? Oh!
I'm so... You were in the way.
Sorry about that.
But here.
Oh.
Astronaut?
Oh, a slushie. Oh.
Bob, I went to Yoa's stream to see who it was and you made her super happy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I made her happy. She worked hard. She deserves it. Right. I ran into Ash the Astronaut. And she was this random girl I'd never seen before. She sounded like Australia. And she pointed at me. I had no idea what I was doing. She pointed at me and she was like, come with me. And then she led me on one of the dumbest, pointless, most strange and uninteresting journey for about 6 hours. She just led me task after task after task to do a bunch of random shit in the city that I didn't care about because I was gonna move out. But then somewhere along the way, during those 6 hours, I realized it was a lot of fun. So I figured maybe for this Ash girl, I'll stay a little bit longer. And then I stayed long enough to learn about how the city works and how the electronics work. And I realized that nobody in the city cared at all about electronics, even though there was so much. I took this time to study the manual.
Do something people haven't done before.
Yes. And I figured I was gonna build a casino. A casino. A casino out of electronics that nobody knew how to do. And then, after spending 48 hours studying up on it, I built my first shitty casino. It was literally a button that you press, and the casino might say a certain phrase. It was poggers. It might say poggers, and if it says poggers, you win. That's it. That was literally the entire casino. It took me 48 hours to learn how to do and build. But it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool that it worked. But then, as I said earlier, this city is lawless and full of fighting. Within 30 minutes of finishing my casino, someone blew it up with a rocket. I started crying. And then, the local legend of the town, you've probably never heard his name before. I'm not sure if it even spreads to this part of the city. The legend named Shroud. Some of them call him S.H. Roud. He came over to me and he said, Bo,
Shroud.
I saw through the cameras how hard you were working on that casino, and I want to help you rebuild it. And so, he came over with massive dump trucks full of metal and money. He said, anything you need to rebuild this casino and make it better. And then, I continued studying how electronics worked, and I made the game a little bit better. No longer did it say poggers, but it said something much cooler. It said, butterfly. And then, that still wasn't good enough. We took it one step further after a few more weeks of studying, and instead we turned it into a game where 5 horses race across the casino, and players will bet on which one they think is gonna win. There was the fastest fuck lightning horse, the kinda fast rabbit horse, the slower turtle horse, and the very, very slow snail horse. Oh, I said there was 5. Sorry, there was 4. We didn't have the budget for 5. S.H. Roud wasn't that rich. He couldn't afford 5 horses. And then, it was the first real product that we really felt was better than the already existing casino in Rust. And it convinced me. I wanted to come to this city and do this casino one better. I want to build a better wheel, a better game, but electronics don't work the same way here. This is not a matter of studying. Yes, this is not a matter of studying. This is a matter of persuasion and connections. I have to work my way up. I have to work my way up the social ladder. Get it in with Dean. Get it in with Mr. Lang. Get it in with the mayor. And then convince them to implement my creations. And then...
I see.
And then I'll be cool.
Oh!
It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so
You know
cool.
what?
People are gonna come into the Rooster's Rest and they'll be like, oh my god, is the bow game there? And it'll just be a daily activity people will look forward to.
Well,